This is a niggun. I sent a few of the chevra this week. This is a niggun is 48 years old, so it's not mine. And it's written by Rabbi Mickey Moshe Shur. And Rabbi Mickey Moshe Shur, for those of you that know, he wrote like, he wrote that, and he also wrote, you brought me up when I was down. Oh yes, right? And many, many, many others also. He also wrote a lot of the niggunim that we love and love and love. So his children were going through an old recording of his, and they found a song that they never heard before, like 2 years ago or last year, I forget when. And he brought it. They played it to their Abba, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, this is a niggun that I wrote at our Sheva Brachos in honor of my wife. So, whatever, I didn't ask how that one got forgotten. But the brothers, the sons surprised their father and recorded it, and they just released it this week. And if you know it, sing it mamash meduya, because I remember the first time we sing a niggun, we have to make sure. I'll sing it one time, okay? I'll sing it one time, and then you'll follow. But this is a hard significant. This is Basi legani achisi kala, Basi legani achisi kala, achisi kala. Basi legani achisi kala, Basi legani achisi kala, achisi Allah, try with me. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala, achoisi kala. Ay 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 ay, basi legani achoisi kala, basi legani achoisi kala. Ay 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 la 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 Wow, what a harmony, chevra. It's a bit niggun, no?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
It recorded the voice of it and sent it to
you. All right, good morning, chevra. I'm going to take out these papers. If you have the Sefer, 1 second, we're learning Leilei Nishmas Bas Yafiga Bas Yisrael, Leilei Nishmas Levi Ben Yosef, and Tefillah Shlema of Aliza Chana Bas Naomi and Shoshana Yona Bas Edel. On Daf Shin Chaf, 1 second, Shin Chaf Hey. There's pages for those that need. Shin Chaf Hey. What we're going to be doing for the next few weeks, we're in Shalosh Seudos now, and we're going to be learning Shalosh Seudos. Torah is based on the Zmiras we sing in Shalosh Seudos. To continue to me'ora this inyan, this nikuda pnimit v'chashuva of the importance of Shalosh Seudos. But this kapitel Tehillim, everyone knows, and it's very important to say it at Shalosh Seudos. This kapitel Tehillim, obviously, we're speaking about Mizmor David. Mizmor David Hashem Roi Lo Echsar. It's one of our, everyone at a certain point in their life, I feel, has like a certain Meshicha to this Mizmor, to this kapitel Tehillim, because the word David HaMelech is speaking Ki'ilu Mamash. You know how sometimes I hear someone sing a song, or they sing their own song, and I'm like, oh my God, that was a mistake. It went to that person by accident. It really should have come to me. Or it's just I'm the only one that has that issue. Or with Ashivenu, 100%. With like maybe half of Rav Shlomo's niggunim too, you know, I don't know. Sometimes my brother will pull one down, I'm like, Achi, Hashem was a bilbul. It should have gone to the Bechor, but it skipped over, it went to him. But with David HaMelech's words, it's like, no, Zani, Mamash Ani, these are my words. These are my words. This is our king. Our king says our words. So to start off, obviously, Hashem Roi Lo Echsar. Rav Biderman has very simple hachvana over here for this kapitel Tehillim, and obviously why Shalosh Seudos is the most opportune time to tune into these words is because what's happening at Shalosh Seudos, like we keep on saying, is that it's an eis ratzon. It's a time of will, of desire, that I will A, figure out what I really want from this world, from my relationship with Hashem, and B, I'm going to ask for it. And C, I'm going to be it. A, I'm going to find out what I want. B, I'm going to cry over it. And C, I'm not even waiting. I'm going and I'm becoming that which I desire and that which I'm davening. Yesod Gadol, in the bottom over here. Yesod Gadol ba'anagas Adam b'chol alichos chayav nemar kan. Sheyahalech achrei Hashem Yisborach keseh u'chebeheima hanimsheches achar haroeh behashket u'vebitcha. Many of us are fine with the first part of it, of acting like a behemoth, but acting like a behemoth and a say that in the context of I'm following the shepherd, I'm following the leader of the flock. On that level, that the behemoth is completely drawn, and we'll see in a second here, just follows. Biyoda, and why do I follow after HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Biyoda, kihi v'gorala nesunim biyadav ha'emunos shel haroye v'shalom alea nafsha. Because you know, the animal knows, that my whole goral, my lot, like what's going to happen to me, it's all in the hands of the shepherd. It's all in the hands of the one that's leading this flock. And that's the only way there could be real shalom for me. Because if I don't stay in there, who knows what will happen to me? So therefore, Yevatel daito v'ritzono lifnei anagas abar yisbarach shmoi v'yikabel es kol ha'over alav bitmimus u'be'ahava b'meheimenusa shleimasa meheimenusa emuna shleimasa shalem. That I will go through life and I will mekabel everything that's happening to me and everything that I'm going through with love, with tmimus, and with complete faith. Constantly, always, you will rely on Abba and Shamayim, who's running the show, and he's running the show with chesed and with rachmim. Amazing. He says it sounds so simple, but it's really, really big. Praiseworthy is the person that merited for this level. What is this level? To really feel with all his heart that Hashem is his shepherd. To really feel that. Look, we have a lot of references to Hashem, Avinu, Malkeinu, shofet kol. Like, there's tons of different words shemot to'ar that we use for the master of the world. But imagine if, like, you only for a week you makabed on yourself and you said, whenever you're speaking about Hashem or you're thinking about Hashem, it was in the context of shepherd. Imagine that just was plugged in to the lexicon, or when you did Hisbodedus, we always say, you didn't say Hashem, you say shepherd. Now I'm not saying right now to say Baruch Atah Ro'i. I'm not saying to change the lashon of davening, but to change the.
It's also singular versus plural. It's not
mine.
It's Ro'i.
Ro'i lo ichsar. Yeah.
So we say it in other places throughout Tefillah.
Not yeah, but we don't think about. I'm saying like the liachis the chashivut, to say like I'm going to think about Hashem as my shepherd now, and in order to do that I have to speak it. Like you have to say these things whenever you want something to start to become like dibur kemaisa. The dibur, when I speak about this, imagine I spoke about this more, and I refer to the Ribono Shel Olam when I talk to my children around the Shabbos table. Tell me what did your shepherd have? What did your shepherd have in store for you this week? How did you feel about your shepherd? Like already, Abba, why are you saying shepherd? Oh, well, a shepherd is someone that has a whole flock that follows him. But why is that important? We'll keep on learning. But imagine if that was like changed around. What would happen to our hiskashrus and our dveikus? Mashu haya koreh. Something big would happen. I don't know what it is, but it would shift something. My shepherd, Hashem Ro'i. That's why he says, praiseworthy is the person that merited to feel bechol libo, ki Hashem Ro'i. To really feel with all of my heart that Hashem is my shepherd. This is from Rav Biderman's Sefer.
I understand. This is the headquarters of his Torah. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, just think of Hashem as like you're completely and utterly reliant on it.
Correct. Ki oaz lo yechsar lo me'uma. Because if be'emet Hashem becomes your shepherd, then ma chasarta. What are you lacking? Be'emet, what are you lacking? Like be'emet, what would you feel there's lack in your life if Hashem became your shepherd? It's high levels, worthwhile trying to advance towards. Le'umat zot, oy lo lemi she'ibed hargasha zah. Rav Biderman says, oy vey to the one that this hargasha, ma libed hargasha zot. I don't know what this is. That lost that feeling. V'nidme lo ki ein HaKadosh Baruch Hu mashgiach alav b'chol es. And to the person that says, Hashem sometimes watches over me, but sometimes he doesn't watch over me. Now look, footnote, we have an important footnote, chevra. Tes Vav. You have to follow with me. Mesupar al Rav HaKadosh Rabbi Yosef Meir Machnivka. Tzchis yagen aleinu, the big tzaddik, shebiyankuso, biyoso keben shesh nichnas pam el skeno HaKadosh, Rav HaKadosh Rabbi Yitzchak Miskver, tzchis yagen aleinu. He was a grandson of the Skver Rebbe, this Rabbi Yosef Meir. V'skeno sha'al al ma'asav be'oso hayom. He asked him, what did you do today? Ana neched, he answered, hayom halachti levaker b'shuka behemot. I'm holding back right now. Just saying, shuka behemot. Shuka behemot. I'm holding back right now. The animal market, or whatever better word you want to use for it. Ki shamati, why did I go there? Omrim she'Eliyahu hanavi nimtza sham. They say Eliyahu hanavi is in the animal market. V'gavar chefzi v'retzoni liroso, and I really wanted to go see him. Omnam chipastiv b'chol hashuk, v'afalisi al amud gavar, b'chol zos la'osa b'yadi liroso. I checked everywhere, I looked everywhere, I even stood, I went on top of a high pole, I couldn't see him anywhere. Rak musar echad lakachti misham. But I didn't learn one thing. כי ראיתי שהבהמות שאינן נכנעות תחת המוכר ומנסות בכל כוחן להישמט, הרי הן נחבלות בחבלות יתרות ומכות שלא לצורך. He said, I saw that the animals that subdue themselves, they don't fight their owners to try to be moved or taken to different places. Those chevra, the ones that fight, right? They get chabalot, they get wounds, they get hit. They get scars, and they get makot shelo letzorech. Ve'ilu hashvarim, but the bulls, shemasru v'ichniu atzmam nisharu b'shleimus ubrios gufam. But those that didn't try to like litnaged, to oppose and resist their owners, moving them and taking them from place to place, or to be under their control, those ones didn't get hurt at all. You understand what he said? That's the musar he got. So now look what he said. And from this I understood, that someone that's insistent, persistent, you're insistent that what? That when tzara comes to you, but you don't receive it. You don't receive it with love, you don't receive it with achna. What ends up happening is, he says, this kid, 6-year-old, he gets hurt more and more. When you have to move around, Hashem's saying, no, you got to move around here. You got to be, now you got to go like this. No, I don't want to. You're going to get hurt. It doesn't matter, I don't want to go here. This seems like pain. Hashem says, trust me, this may seem like pain, but it's... So when you're young, that's what he's saying. If you don't mekabel this with love and achna, you get hurt more and more. Im mekabel es hakol me'ahava. But if you receive everything out of love, be'emuna she'hakol me'ito yisbarach, azai tekadmeno barachas tov. All brachos will be waiting for you right around the corner. Ve'inatzel mikol hamakos hayeseros. And you'll be spared all the makot that you don't need to receive. Now listen to this answer. It was worth it just for the answer. Like what he says back to Zayda, the Square Rebbe. When he heard his grandson talking like this, Amar lo bni, im zot lamata sham, if this is what you learned when you were there, baruli, she'achen, it's true, it's clear to me, ata lo zachita lirot et Eliyahu hanavi, you didn't merit to see Eliyahu hanavi, aval mikol makom hu ra'a otcha. But he saw you. Isn't that beautiful? But Eliyahu hanavi saw you. What an amazing flip of looking, of approaching this Indian. Because if we, I'm sure many of you, even right now as we're speaking, feel like you're getting some zetzes, some smacks, you know? I feel like if right now, it's great that we learn about someone that does this, but if we could be like, okay, right now, Hashem, well, what's a smack that I feel like I'm getting right now? Can I choose this moment right now to stop fighting you over it? Can I just stop fighting you? And I'm just gonna go into Roi mode. I'm going to go into shepherd mode, meaning you being my shepherd mode. I'm gonna stop feeling, I'm just choosing one nikuda in my life that I'm gonna stop fighting it. There's a few hands up, so just give me a second, chevra. This is an amazing Eis Ratzon, Erev Shabbos, to say I'm going to mekabel one thing that I realized I've been getting bruised because I'm trying to get out of it, because to me it doesn't feel like it's good. To me it feels like it's wrong. We can learn from a shuk behemoth, you know? We can learn from an animal market. It's an amazing opportunity to just let go and stop getting hurt. And that's the relationship of a shepherd. Yosef.
Is it the ultimate bittul, or is bittul a part of this process?
Otpam, English.
Is this the ultimate bitul, or is bitul a part of this process? Meaning, is bitul part of the process of Hashem Ro'i, or is it complete bitul?
I'm really trying to understand the difference. Do you have to be, is what you're saying, do you have to be a complete mevutal yid for Hashem to be your ro'eh? Is that what you're asking?
Or
Yeah.
is bitul part of, and there are other things involved as well, to have your Hashem be your ro'eh?
Ma, you want to say
No, I'm
something?
saying, I think Hashem is our ro'eh. The bitul is that we could actually enjoy having Hashem being our ro'eh.
Right.
He is, that's his mitziyut, he is our ro'eh.
Well, but he's asking, I think, are there other components that have to
Correct.
be part of the
Yeah, of course, you have to be
I'm
an
sure,
honor,
I'm sure.
you have to be doing avoda, it's not like-
Right, of course there is, but where's the Gavriel's here? I have to send you yesterday's shir. For the chevra with the machon, this is what we were learning exactly yesterday afternoon. about what the world of bittul v'chulei. It's mamash exactly it. You could try, but without bittul in that mix, none of the other stuff really shtim. Like none of the other good qualities really produce what you're looking for. So it's the ikar ingredient. Yeah, it's the ikar ingredient. But of course there has to be other things in there. But remember, there's bittul, like Rav Shlomo said, where you become a gefilte fish handshaker, which is not what we want. Remember, we learned it so many times. That's not what we're looking for. Where I'm so mevutal that I'm like, I used to be like, I used to be the star of the football team. I was the jock. I was like the star of my frat house and my fraternity and everything. And then and then I discovered God, and now I'm like, I'm like 80 pounds lighter, even though I didn't need to lose weight really, because there's an Indian of whatever, and Shalom Aleichem. That's not the bittul we're speaking about.
That's why inside it says behemoths for those on mitnaged. This is the shore.
Yeah.
That's the one that's going
Very
with,
good. Very good. Very good diuk. Yeah. Nachon.
It's also important when it comes up with Shalosh Seudos, because I think when you're at that level, with Shalosh Seudos, you're at that level where you don't really want to come out of Shabbos.
Right.
But Hashem has it programmed this way. You got to follow the leader.
This is it. Yeah, the Ro'eh says, yeah.
Comfort,
And that's why I start Havdalah and I say, Hine keli shuasi, eftach velo efchad. When, if I've just established a Hashem Roi, lo echsar relationship at Shalosh Seudos, then I could say it, Havdalah, eftach velo efchad. Okay, back on top of Shin Chavav. Kvar kosav harav HaKadosh Hashem Yishmuel, tzchus yagen aleinu. V'lachen nikru manhigei Yisrael ro'im. This is why our leaders have been referred to as shepherds. Ki midarkam lahachnis belev Yisrael. They have the ability to implement within our hearts of Am Yisrael. Sheyu nimshachim achar Hashem Yisbarach, that we will be drawn after Hashem, to Hashem. Ketzan hanimshachim achar haroah me'atzmam, bli hizboinenus, rak mitzad emuna. What is a shepherd able to do? At a certain point with the flock, right? At a certain point with the presence of the shepherd, the flock gathers together and follows the shepherd without even thinking too much, is this good for me or not? Elamai, I trust the Roe Ne'eman. I trust the shepherd. I trust the person that's leading this flock. And the tzaddikim, what he's saying over here, I think, is that, how do you know if you have a real Rebbe, based on what he just said over here, is that, did they instill within you the complete confidence and emuna that this derech, excuse me, that this, can you pass me some tissues I see over there? Slicha. That the real Rebbes, they instilled within you, like, here is good. This is good for you. And then you find yourself being drawn towards Hashem with less and less cheshbonos. Is this good for me? Is it bad for me? Mitzad emuna. I trust this path. And that's like olam umlo. That's a real shepherd. That's why our manhigim, our leaders, were referred to it. They were shepherds, and they're referred to as shepherds. Zohar HaKadosh refers to Moshe Rabbeinu, Raya meheimna, faithful shepherd. Uche'inyan shekosov, like it says in Tehillim, Shchon eretz ure'ei emuna. Rabbi Nachman brings this pasuk a few times for Likutei Maran, for very important teachings about emuna. Shchon eretz, dwell in the land, ure'ei emuna. Ure'ei emuna means, and shepherd faith. Balken, Machma sheichnisu emuna belev Yisrael, since they inserted emuna into the hearts of Am Yisrael, nikreu ro'im, therefore they're called shepherds. V'hu ikar hakol, this is the most important thing of anything. Ke'amram zal, ba Chabakuk v'himidan al achas, shenemar v'tzadik b'emuna sayichya. As we learned from the famous Gemara in Makos that brings a few of the Gedolim, of the Tzaddikim, that tried to figure out, what does all of Torah boil down to? Right? Some said 10 things, some said 7 things, some said 3 things. Chabakuk comes and says it's 1 thing, right? B'tzadik be'emunah sayichya, ki ikar ha'emunah hu sheyebatel Hashem yisbarach b'chol midosav. So he kind of answers your question, Yosef. Kind of. Ikar emuna is that it will be completely batal to Hashem in all of your midas, everywhere. Ubichlal, a little bit more. Ha'alicha achar haboreh kitzon achar haroeh, walking after the Creator like a like flock after the shepherd. Hulahavin, it means like this: Shekol ma'aseh haroeh letovas tzono hema. Every action the shepherd does is for the benefit of his flock. Af im mitchila eino nireken. Even though in the beginning it may not seem like it. If you have time later, go down to footnote Tet Zayin. There's an amazing and important teaching here from the Chaim Volozhiner. But I just want to finish this paragraph. Ukvar kosav ha'orachayim ha'kodesh. Ala pasuk, next page. Ha'eloki haroeh osi me'odi ad hayom hazeh. Who said this, chevra? What's that? מי אמר את זה? האלוקים הרואה אותי מאודי בעולם הזה? Yaakov Avinu. God, who has shepherded me from ever till this day, Kan Ramaz Schuso. This was the merit of Yaakov. Ki hu Yaakov haya mishalech lirtzono yizbarach kesei lifnei roe haroe osa. He would walk. Now, it's just interesting that he's using the word mishalech, not holech. For the chevra that we learned this on Shabbos Shuvah about mishalech versus lalechet. Noach also has this inyan, Esa Elokim hishalech Noach. By Avram Avinu, that's a little bit different. Hishalech lefanai vehei yasamim. But he says over here, Yaakov Avinu haya mishalech lirtzono yizbarach keseh lifnei ro'eh haro'eh osa. The way Yaakov Avinu fell, think about Yaakov Avinu's life. Out of the three of us, he's spoken about the most. Out of the three of us, we know more about the details of his life. And we know more about the hardships that he had to go through in his life more than any of the others. Do you see any kvetching and complaining in Yaakov Avinu's life?
No.
Yaakov Avinu is going, his whole mitzias was a roe with Hashem. Shepherd.
The only time is actually when he's by Paro. It's like such, he doesn't even really complain, but it's read as if he could complain that my life has been hard. And once he does that, then
Not to
Josh
Hashem.
says.
Not
Right.
to Hashem.
Right, not to Hashem. But
He also has,
I love it also.
claims on 11.
I love it. He said, I worked that day and night. I did all the stuff for you.
It's not a complaint.
Not to
It's
Hashem.
those aren't kvetching to Hashem about why. Tagid li ma ta rotze mimeni. That's not it's not what's happening. Right?
Right,
Huh?
he's just stating the obvious.
He's stating the obvious. Listen, you could state, chevra. It doesn't mean here that life then becomes not hard. It's a very important nikuda. This does not mean, oh, shepherd, now things aren't hard. No. Now, even if they're hard, the shepherd's guiding to exactly where things need to be. So, Yaakov Avinu, this was his life. So even when you look at those moments by Yaakov Avinu, I thought you were going to bring me a different thing to be soter what I said. Yaakov Avinu gets angry at Rachel. Not exactly. You weren't here for the first month of the Nekama Shiurim where we completely opened that one up. Not for now, but this Nekuda of I thought he would say about Rachel. You'd say about Rachel because there you see he gets ready. No, it's hard. But is there a shepherd that made you a barren woman right now? Yes. Right?
Did you say with Yosef about the dreams?
Atachas Elokim. These are all these examples. I didn't ask you, did Yaakov ever get upset? I asked you, did Yaakov Avinu ever have a taina that Hashem wasn't running the show? Ever.
Yosef got sold as a slave?
Ever.
He loses with Kodesh. Maybe he got that.
Al pi pshat, we don't have this inyan of these things anywhere. Because when he said over here, Ha'elokim haro'el ti me'odi ad hayom hazeh, he was basically telling us that are learning Shnai Mikra Echad Targum over there in that parsha. He said, hey, check me. Go back the last 5 parshias since I came onto the scene. 5 or 6 parshias. Tell me, do you ever find me doubting the relationship between a flock and a shepherd? Never. Ad hayom hazeh. And we're called Bnei Yisrael. Dafka, because of this schus we could say now. V'harei she'af tzadikim ki Yaakov Avinu b'chira avos lo nishtapchu ela b'midah zo. And you have to realize when you want to give shevach to one of the avos and you say about them, you know what? Hashem was their shepherd. That's the greatest shvach you could say about them. Like if you'd ask them, what's the greatest thing we could say about you? Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, they could say, we were like a seh. We were like a flock. Because we knew we had a shepherd, and it felt all the time that even though al pi teva ha'adam, this did not feel good, there was a shepherd running the whole show. Now, we're climbing out of obviously a few years of I don't know if we would have learned this Torah a year and a half ago, what we could do with it. Our hearts weren't exactly in the right place to hear it, but obviously that was the emes la'amito back then, of course. But it's true at every stage in life, at every single stage in life.
And by them saying, I've been part of the flock my whole life, we call them the shepherds.
And then they become the shepherd, because they're shepherding us to follow the path that they walked on. Nachon. So the bottom line, chevra, is like on a lamaisa level. If we said, like, if we want to know, like, are we doing anything with our learning? Like I said before, is there one thing that we could just look in our lives that we keep on trying to get out of, and we're not happy with the way Hashem put it on our plate, but every time we try to get out of it, we get hit. We get patched. Anyone here get patched when they were younger? Patches. So it's a patch. I don't know how you say it in Afghani.
Does a belt count?
Yeah, I don't, as far as I know, the belts weren't. Whatever. This is going to get traumatic. Okay, Hashem. It seems like no. Am Yisrael got a patch, big patch, big patch, and yet the chatufim themselves that are coming out of these hellholes are the greatest example of people that are living under the hashgacha of the shepherd. They are the biggest examples. Those twins, Berman twins, didn't put on tefillin since they're 13. Asked this week for someone to come put on tefillin on them. The examples they don't stop. They don't stop. One of the Argentinian, the one that was Horn last name, decides for the first time in his life to fully fast on Yom Kippur. When? In the hell. These are things that are like, these are people that are living lives of shepherd. If they can do that, if they can feel the shepherd in that hellhole, so we could up our game also, B'ezrat Hashem, in their zchut, in their merit. And B'ezrat Hashem, stop getting chabalot yeterot, which means unnecessary patches, by trying to squeeze out of places that Hashem put us in. And alavai kacha will be mitchazek more and more to receive the eitzah of the tzaddikim ha'amitim that are always there for us, if we just open our hearts to them with all their counsel and their words, shepherding us with faith to follow the path el derech hamelech. Shabbos, everyone.